First time contains invest, talk about investing, finance, and professional development. For today's items only, the investment talk today will be Ethereum ticker ETH. So it's my second posting as of today. As I'm recording as of 2:03 p.m. on the Eastern Time on Thursday, September 23rd, Ethereum is currently trading $3,164, up about 1.40% so far. With respect to the overall crypto market, is relatively green, right? Especially on the stable coin. But with respect to some of the selective altcoin as well, it seems like it's also being dragged up, being led by obviously Bitcoin, with the news that got broken out from Twitter on their announcement to enable tipping with Bitcoin, and also plans to let its Twitter users to authenticate NFTs. So with that affectation, obviously, Twitter, which is, obviously run and founded by Jack Dorsey, just with the amount of followers that Twitter has and the utilization it has, the news got broke out and subsequently drive the whole bullish sentiment around the investment, ecosystem today, subsequently drive up the price point for respective coins to go up. So with respect to today, we are up about 1.32% so far. And also on the other news front, I'm just checking on the news. I feel like I'm always reading the news or reading emails. Ever since the the CNBC debut that happened yesterday, and I'm not even joking, I have over 1,800 emails that is in my inbox right now. I don't know what to do, and if I'm gonna read and reply every single one of them, I think it will take me the entire day. And that's only if I'm responding yes to everything. But that's not logical. That makes no sense. These are people that I have to get back to. So I don't know how to deal with that. So it's gonna take me a couple of days to get back to some of the people that I need to get back to. So anyways, going back to the news, with respect to Decrypt 28 minutes ago, Snoop Dogg is selling 1,000 NFT passes for private Ethereum metaverse party. So obviously we know that Snoop Dogg and his constituents has a relatively sizable NFT collections, right? And I think per the last depictions on an article, I think from Bazinga or Decrypt again, we saw that he has a holding of about $17 million in NFT collections, which obviously in art form is a form of a flex for a lot of the wealthy individuals. So I guess it's an interesting article, something that is more of a, recurring commercialization news on NFT adoptions. And then the other one talk about with respect to Ethereum balance on crypto exchange hits new lows as Ethereum price retakes $3,000. So this is something that we are, we saw earlier today. We saw that we were hovering at around the low 3,000s, right? We opened at 3,121, but subsequently we kind of sold down a little bit because of, again, right, the buying pressure that we saw yesterday from the rebound was mainly coming from public investors. The whales are still waiting on the side, probably buying a little bit, but not the majority of the spectrum, right? So something we'll be mindful of. But with respect to this news on Twitter that got broken out, it is forming a relatively interesting curvature at the moment. So I think bullishness can subsequently be incurring. So we have to keep watching this needle as it's progressing right now. RSI is at the 45.06 out of 70, so we're not overbought, we're not oversold either. We're in a more of a negative neutral zone, if you may, right? So with respect to the pattern that we see right now, it is still in the preliminary negative one because we still have that head and shoulder pattern that we're forming at the moment. So buying it right now because of the news that got broken out is not advisable because we don't have any confirmatory pressure on the technical front yet, right? And with respect to the outgoing or the foreshadow affectation on macro perspective that can drive the market to go up from here is still inconclusive, right? We know that the FOMC meeting was again inconclusive. We didn't really hear anything specific, but the next one coming up should technically be the CPI report, and then obviously the FOMC meeting again, and some other news that get broken out. And also one big caveat is still the COVID variants news. We still don't know how that's going to be triangulating with the job numbers and obviously potential shutdown for the our country and global regions as well, right? So something we have to be cautious about. And also with respect to the Evergrande breakout that we saw, the huge volatility, right? The 20% drop and 20% swing up, the volatility is just insane. So all of these are not, I would say none of these are really positive pressure, right? So something we have to be cautious about. So with respect to Bitcoin, we are just kind of trade on a sideways fashion. The head and shoulder is not as prominent, but with respect to the momentum right now, we at the 45.76. We are forming a slow curvature, so comparable to Ethereum. So I think maybe hold off a little bit because we are still within the head and shoulder pattern, like I said, right? Dogecoin, it is quite interesting because we are fusing together slowly. So if we cross up, that's a bullish signal. On the scale is 40.27 out of 70 at the moment. So I think Dogecoin might be a little bit more bullish in terms of the sentiment, but it's still non-confirmatory. But again, right, the 20 cents was the dip, right? Do we see more selling pressure? That's really contingent on some of the macro news going forward, which I'm not a wizard, I don't know, but the setup right now is still in the bearish signal with some preliminary type of switch of signal to the bullish side because of the slow curvature. Cardano, we're at the 45.14, so I think in comparisons to Dogecoin and Cardano, they're quite comparable. So still kind of wait off from there. I don't think the time is opportune yet. So with respect to Solana, we are surging 3.35% right now. On the scale, it's still 54 out of 70. We have no signal of curving back up, so this is mainly driven by public investors. So not really a strong indicator of yes, let's go now. Not the green light. I would say it's like a yellow light, so kind of slow down your pace, if that makes any sense. XRP, 44 out of 70. And I would say it's still comparable. It's still pending with respect to Dogecoin and Cardano in terms of the technical characteristics. So I think right now I think it makes more sense to be sitting on a sideways fashion right now, and not be using your emotions to buy right now or thinking that would be a FOMO, because I don't think it's a clear signal what we're seeing in front of us right now. So in polkadots, we're up 5.24% so far. We are on a scale of 52.85 out of 70, and we are slowly curving back up. So with respect to the level that we're at right now, there isn't anything substantive above this. So I think the dip was technically, again, right, the 25 per hour technical analysis that we did a couple of days ago, right? So I think maybe, if this is a bullish momentum, which I think it is because we have been trending upward on for quite some time now, ever since the July 20th. So technically, to keep leaping up would make sense, but we need to go through that oscillation, right? So the green candle is too prominent, and we are leaning more towards the overbought level. Apologies. So probably wait off again. Again, the good rule of thumb is the 30 cents. Right, which is you see that leap down here, and also the 25. So I'll wait off a little bit for now. All right, so let's just go back into the cheat sheet. We know that we are within the panic and capitulation stage, and we know we're gonna see more oscillation on a sideways fashion, right? So this is not a surprise that we're gonna see swings like this. Despite what areas of the market cycle we're at, we're always going to see a green or red day, but just about the overall spectrum on the chart on a holistic perspective. So to stay within the frame of reference right now, Ethereum, I think the 3,150 is great. We're building more escalations on that respective platform. But the more risk-averse level is still going to be buying at 3,000, 2,750, 2,450, right? You want to buy starting up below 2,750, right? Because that's a spectrum of buying zones, right? Depending on obviously your risk tolerance and aversion, right? For me, that's the level. But if you want to buy the low 3,000, that's a fine level. Because if you buy and hold it for the next 12 months, we should technically be above to a much higher level from here, right? Just based on the market cycle. I'm not a wizard. It's just that based on historical trends, scientifically is supposed to perform the same predictability going forward. So hopefully this is helpful. This is my second posting as of today. I'm going to go back into replying back to my thousands of emails. So I don't know what to do. I'm also like going to be working with multiple other reporters coming up. So you'll probably see more of me. And I've been talking to my advisors and my co-workers recently. They're saying like, hey, Maurice, your life's about to change forever. You are going to be an icon, a brand to be supporting the underdogs globally. So I don't know what to say about that, but that's something that is with great power comes with great responsibility. I'm not saying I'm obviously, Clark Kent, because I'm not a wizard either, but it's interesting that I'm getting such great resonance from the village of people that's supporting me, right? It means that I'm doing something right, despite how gutsy and how ambitious the goal is, right? So anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. You'll probably see me again, maybe tomorrow. If the volatility is incurring, I'll probably post again. But I'm going to go back into replying to my emails and go into meetings and stuff like that. But I really appreciate you, and stay tuned for come up. Take care. Bye.